Hello my friends, I hope this video finds you all well out there. Just thought I would finish off the week talking about why I avoid processed plant-based foods. You know, I'm always going on and on about whole food, plant-based this, whole food, plant-based that. So thought I would just give you my two biggest personal reasons on this. Once again, this is just how I do things. I'm not trying to tell you how you need to do or eat or whatever, but I read the back of a lot of labels when I go into the grocery store, even things that I'm not even contemplating buying. I'm just always curious and I want to kind of know what's out there. And also too, let me say before I get started, for the very literal people, yes, I do have processed food to an extent. I mean, technically, if I put something in a blender and a bunch of different ingredients and blend them up, that is processed. So we're just kind of talking degrees here. Don't get too much into the semantics of it. But the more that I look at labels and the more I started paying attention to things like this, and also things that had been pointed out to me by a lot of the podcasts and information that I take in, is that so many of these products are just full of saturated fat and sodium. And I've got a list of like 5 things that I was kind of interested in, and some of them I used to eat from time to time, but I don't know. Once I started really looking at that label on the back, I just couldn't really justify it anymore. Pizza. I used to, like, I don't know, it was never like a regular thing or something that I did very often, but every once in a while I used to, and probably it's been a couple of years at least since I've done this, but I would get these Dia pizzas, and then we had a couple of others that I had available in this area that were plant-based. But I looked on the back and I'm like, good Lord, I think, and these are small pizzas. I mean, unless you're just a child or you weigh about 75 pounds, you're going to eat the whole pizza. And like, they would break it down into 3 portions. And if you ate the whole pizza, you were taking in about 100% of your daily recommendation for sodium just in that one pizza. And what the daily recommendation generally is for sodium is higher than I want to get close to anyway. But also too, it's got so much saturated fat in there. And let me just go through the certain things that I've looked at in the store. You've got the Impossible meats and the Beyond meats and whatever. Now, I'm not hating on those. They're good for people transitioning. I'm not even hating on eating them every once in a while. I'm not going to keep them in my house because I have had things at this vegan restaurant that I go to over in Pensacola that I know have Impossible meat in there. I've had a breakfast burrito. But that is something that I might have, once every couple of months with that in there. But in the house, same thing. Saturated fat, sodium. Mac and cheese. I used to get some of these little mac and cheese boxes from time to time. In fact, I used to like to get one particular one, although I can't remember the brand. I can remember how it looks. And I would make the mac and cheese and just put black beans on top. Used to love it. But once again, same story. I'll tell you something that's notorious as well. Soups. I used to get my mom's soups and I'd try to find lower sodium, but every soup that you get on the shelves is almost just packed with more sodium than what we need to get. And then there was another one that I got a couple of times because I used to live in Miami and I've been to Jamaica a few times and I love Jamaican patties. Same story there. So like I say, it's not usually the shitstorm, pardon my language, of unpronounceable ingredients and different elements in these things, but it really just boils down to those 2 things. And it's like I said, it's because so many of these are including either coconut oil or palm oil. And I don't know. For me, I just try to limit both sodium and saturated fat. In fact, I try to avoid as much of the saturated fat as possible, but definitely things I'm not going to keep in my house. Once again, I will go to a vegan restaurant, and if there's something there, I will have that because I know I don't eat at restaurants all that often. As of right now, I haven't eaten in a restaurant in about 3 weeks. Before that, I think it was a month or 2, so don't do that very much. That's a whole lot different than being in your house, but just something to think about next time you're considering buying something in the grocery store or whatever, whether it's packaged or processed or whatever. Just look on that label on the back and check out the saturated fat and the sodium, and then you make up your mind for yourself. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go hit that subscribe button, and have a beautiful weekend. Peace.